Over this past weekend, we had Pokemon GO Fest in Jersey City, and I was incredibly fortunate to be able to attend that live in-person event. And one of the things that I was able to obtain during that event was a Perfect IV Zacian, which was definitely a game changer for myself. I feel like the entire event was a huge success because of this one Pokemon. However, I am still feeling a little bit of regret regarding how I played this particular event, and I wanted to talk about it in this video because for anyone who is attending the Pokemon GO Fest event in Paris, I do think this is a very specific warning for you that you should not go all out when it comes to raid battles. And yeah, that's precisely what I'm going to be getting into in this video. Let's get right into it. Alright y'all, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So this video is going to be primarily for those who are attending Pokemon GO Fest in Paris, and it's going to be from someone who attended the New Jersey Pokemon GO Fest event. But it's also going to be for people who are planning to participate with the Global GO Fest, which is going to be available to everyone, and it's going to be in about 2 weeks from now. And that is definitely going to be a solid event. I do think there's a lot of things with that event that we can all look forward to, and it's really going to depend on how well you are prepared, specifically when it comes to how many raid passes you will have when that event starts. And that's precisely what I want to talk about, because when it came to this New Jersey Pokemon GO Fest, I pretty much went all out. I spent all of my raid passes, I bought the Raid Lovers add-on, and even with that Raid Lovers add-on, I ended up spending about 100 green premium raid passes, and it was primarily because I wanted to pick up a shiny or a high IV shiny of both Zacian and Zamazenta. I was really greedy when it came to that. I really felt like maybe I would get some Shundo luck this time around and pick myself up something that was definitely worth powering up and something that was definitely worth getting the crown forms for. But something that I completely neglected is that during this live in-person event, we were not getting the crown form energy for both of these Pokemon. It was primarily just their base hero forms. And after this event ended, even though I was ecstatic about getting a Perfect IV Zacian as well as some pretty decent IVs for both of their non-shiny forms as well as their shiny forms, I felt a little bit of regret because I realized that when it came to the Global GO Fest, that is particularly where we need to raid the most, because on top of being able to get both Zacians and Zamazenta encounters, we would also be getting the crown form energy for both of these Pokemon. So if there was one thing that I would do differently with this previous event, it would be to save a whole bunch of raid passes for the upcoming GO Fest that's going to be global. It's something that I really wish I did, because now I'm a little bit starved of Pokecoins as well as raid passes, and when we get to the global event, I feel like I'm not going to have enough raid passes to get the crowned energy for both of these Pokemon. So think of this as a bit of a warning. For those who are attending the Paris GO Fest event, I really do think you need to save your raid passes, and for everyone else who is going to be participating with the Global GO Fest event, you need to make sure you're saving your raid passes right now. If it's going to be anything like how it was in previous GO Fests of previous years, it's going to be a whole bunch of raiding during the global event. I do think last year was a really good indication of how things are going to go down this year. In particular, last year we had the fusion forms of Necrozma, and the fusion energy was available to get during the Global GO Fest. So the more raids you were doing, the more fusion energy you were going to get, and that means for any Necrozmas you want to fuse, you're going to have plenty of energy to do so, and I think the same is going to apply this year around with the crown forms of Zacian and Zamazenta. So yeah, make sure you're saving your raid passes. I really do think this year's GO Fest is going to be super important. You're going to want to make sure you're going to be able to raid both of the crown forms of Zacian and Zamazenta to get enough crowned energy to get their crown forms. They're going to be extremely powerful. Even right now, I tested my crown form Zacian, my 100% fully maxed out Zacian, and it was incredibly powerful. Dynamax content was pretty much obsolete at this point. Like, all the Dynamax battles that I've been doing with my Crown Form Zacian have become just incredibly easier. I think it's going to be very key to get yourself a Crown Form Zacian, but also a Crown Form Zamazenta as well. I think it's going to all fit in with Dynamax content, which in my opinion is the future of Pokemon Go. So yeah, if you want to stay up to date with Pokemon Go's content, if you want to have the best Pokemon in your collection, you're going to want to make sure you have the Crowned Energy for both Crown Form Zacian and Crown Form Zamazenta. So yeah, that's just really all I want to talk about. I feel like besides all of this, Pokemon Go Fest was incredible. I really do think that if you've never attended a live in-person event, specifically Go Fest or Go Tour, you really need to make it out to one of those events. Like, my experience with Jersey City and with the Jersey City Go Fest was that it was all around incredibly positive. Even though that event was completely rainy, like we had a lot of bad weather during my particular day for Go Fest, I still had a really great time. I was still able to meet a whole bunch of trainers. I was still able to walk around and explore different parts of New York City that I have not seen before. And overall, I felt like just the experience was very positive. I think Niantic does a fantastic job when it comes to live in-person events. So yeah, next time there is a live in-person Pokemon Go Fest event in your area, you should definitely make it out. It's definitely worth the trip. It's definitely worth the money. And overall, the experience is just second to none. At the very least, you should try it at least once. That's just my own personal opinion. Of course, there's a lot of people who will just not be able to attend any of the live in-person events, mainly because it's too far away from where they're living, or if it's because it's just too expensive to travel. I totally understand all of that, which is why I'm really glad that Niantic is always doing a global version of every single one of their premium events. And yeah, this year's Global Go Fest is going to be phenomenal. In my opinion, it's going to be all about the raid battles. And yeah, mainly because of that, I really do think you need to save your raid passes and just make sure you're just well prepared. Have a whole bunch of Pokeballs, have a whole bunch of storage space ready to go, and then just find a really nice place to grind and just go all out. I think it's going to allow you to get some of the best Pokemon and just overall have a much better experience. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. I know I was kind of rambling in this video, but I really had this thought throughout the entirety of my trip back to Chicago, and just, you know, I just felt like I needed to make a video about it. So yeah, definitely share your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about. Did you attend any of the live in-person Go Fests? And do you feel the same way that I do, that you spent way too many raid passes and now when it comes to the Global Go Fest, you're not going to be as prepared? Or maybe you're the opposite. Maybe you totally understood that the Global Go Fest is where it's going to be the most important to raid, so you're saving all your raid passes for that event. Definitely share all your thoughts, and yeah, let's have a great discussion in the comments. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the best way you could do that is going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you're always welcome to do so by following me on social media. I highly encourage you to go to any of the platforms you see on the bottom of your screen, do a search for @CountJinsula, that's going to be me, give me a follow, and you'll have access to some exclusive content. You'll be able to keep up with my daily life. With all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.